Welcome back to the Deep Dive, where we take your source material, dig in, and pull out those really essential nuggets of knowledge.
That's the goal.
Today, we're plunging into something fundamental, really. English tenses. It underpins almost everything we say and write.
Absolutely.
You've shared some excellent stuff, including some really brilliant observations from an educator, Mr. Abera.
Yes, his perspective is quite insightful.
So our goal today is, cut through the noise, clarify those common sticking points, and hopefully give you a clear understanding of these, building blocks of language.
It's fascinating, isn't it, how often something that seems so basic like verb tenses can actually become such a hurdle for people.
Totally.
Our deep dive today is really aiming to illuminate the logic underneath it all, make them feel intuitive.
Right, not just rules to memorize.
Exactly. Moving beyond memorization to understanding the why. And this isn't just, for acing an exam.
No, it's for everyday life.
It's about empowering your communication day in, day out.
Okay, so let's unpack this then. Why do so many people find themselves tripping over tenses? I mean, I still do sometimes.
Yeah, it's common.
Is it just how they're taught, or is there some, fundamental misunderstanding going on?
Yeah, that's a really critical point.
Yeah.
The source material we looked at suggests it's often because we failed to see grammar and tenses within that as a logical system.
Instead of just a list.
Exactly. Instead of a list of rules to memorize. It's like trying to build a house by memorizing where every single brick goes.
Without seeing the blueprint.
Precisely. You
Yeah.
end up with a pile of facts, maybe,
Yeah.
but no real framework.
Yeah.
No understanding of how it all fits together.
I definitely recognize that memorization trap. I remember trying to learn, say, past perfect continuous by rote.
Oh, yeah.
And just, never really getting why it exists or what it actually does in a real sentence.
Right. What's the point of it?
So if it's about seeing grammar as a system,
Yeah.
what's the core principle we're missing?
Well, this is where Mr. Abera's insight comes in, and it's brilliant because it's so simple. He says every tense basically answers two fundamental questions. Just two.
Right. Which are?
When did the action happen?
Right.
And is it finished or ongoing?
Okay, when and its status. Finished or ongoing?
Exactly. He even boils it down to a formula.
Mm.
Time plus action status, tense.
Time plus action status equals tense.
Once you really grasp those two elements for any situation, picking the right tense becomes much, much more intuitive.
That formula, time plus action status equals tense, it sounds almost too simple, but maybe that's the point.
I think it is. It cuts through complexity.
Can you show us how that simple idea works, especially, with those tense pairs that always seem to trip people up?
Absolutely. Let's take a classic example. Present perfect versus past simple.
Ah, yes, the big one.
Right. Most people try to memorize lists of situations for each one, signal words, things like
Yeah,
that.
yesterday means past simple, ever means present perfect. Sometimes.
Exactly, sometimes. But using Mr. Abera's formula, time plus action status, you focus on the meaning. So take I ate lunch. The time is specific or understood as a completed past event. It's finished, done, no direct link to now.
Right, past time, finished action.
So past time plus finished action status. Past simple, easy.
Makes sense.
Now, compare that to I have eaten lunch. The action is finished, yes, but the time is different. It's either non-specific past time or it has a direct connection or relevance to the present.
Ah, okay. Maybe I'm not hungry now because I've eaten.
Precisely. That's the present relevance. Or maybe it's experience up to now, I have eaten snails before.
So the time is sort of connected to the present, even if the eating is done?
Exactly. So
Yeah.
present connected, time, plus finished action status, present perfect. See, the formula makes you think about the meaning and the connection, not just memorize rules.
That's a really helpful distinction. Focusing on that time connection to the present, it's subtle but crucial.
It is. It's less about just when it happened and more about its relevance now or how you're framing it for the listener. That's the shift.
Yeah, that's a big shift in perspective. It's about the speaker's intent.
Exactly. It puts the meaning first.
Okay, so we've got the core logic. Time plus action status. How does this formula then play out across all 12 tenses? Let's maybe walk through the main categories using that lens.
Perfect next step. We can use the simple examples from your source material. It makes it really clear.
Great.
Let's start with the present tense category. 4 tenses here.
Okay.
First, present simple. I eat lunch every day.
Okay, so time is like always or regularly. Status is ongoing or repeated.
You got it. Habitual, general truth. Then present continuous. I am eating lunch now.
Time, right now.
Yeah,
Status, definitely ongoing.
exactly. Action happening at this moment. Third, present perfect.
Uh,
I have eaten lunch.
right. This is the one we just talked about. Time, past, but with present relevance, status finished.
Perfect. Action completed. Maybe unspecified time, but relevant now. And fourth, present perfect continuous. I have been eating lunch for 20 minutes.
So this one started in the past.
Right. Started in the past and is still continuing up to the present moment.
So time is past leading to now, and status is ongoing.
Precisely. Duration up to the present.
Wow, hearing them laid out like that really highlights the precision. That present perfect, the relevance to now, is definitely the key subtle point.
It really is. It's
Yeah.
often about the result or experience being present. Now, moving on to the past tense group. Again, 4 tenses.
Okay.
Past simple. I ate lunch yesterday.
Time.
Yeah.
Specific past point, like yesterday, status, finished, done.
Exactly. Clear past event. Then past continuous. I was eating lunch at noon.
So time is a specific past point again at noon.
But the status is ongoing at that specific past time. It describes the background action.
Ah, okay, like setting the scene.
Precisely. Third, past perfect. I'd eaten lunch before you came.
Okay, this one always feels a bit more complex. Time is earlier past.
Yes. An action completed before another past action or time, status is finished.
So before you came is the later past action, had eaten, half and first.
You've got it. It establishes sequence. And finally, past perfect continuous. I had been eating when you called.
Okay, so like the past perfect, it's earlier past time.
But the status was ongoing up until that other past action when
Yeah.
you called. It emphasizes the duration leading up to that point.
Got it. Ongoing before another past event. That past perfect group really is about sequencing things in the past.
That's a great way to put it. Clarifying what happened first and whether it was finished or still happening.
Okay, one category left.
The future tense group. Again, 4 forms.
Let's hear them.
Future simple.
Yeah.
I will eat lunch later.
General future. Time. Future. It's
Me.
projected. Probably finish in the future.
Yep, straightforward prediction or intention. Then, future continuous. I will be eating at 2 p.m.
Time. Specific future point at 2 p.m. is status, ongoing at that future time.
Exactly. You're describing an action and progress in the future. Third, future perfect. I will have eaten before the meeting.
Okay, so time is future, but before another future event, the meeting.
Yeah.
Status, finished by that time.
Perfect. Action completed before a future point. And last, future perfect continuous. I will have been eating for 30 minutes when you arrive.
Wow, okay. Time, future leading up to a specific future point when you arrive. Status, ongoing for a duration up to that point.
You nailed it. Emphasizes the duration of an action leading up to a future moment.
It's actually kind of amazing how comprehensive the system is when you break it down with that time plus status logic. It's not just random rules.
Not at all. There's a clear system mapping onto how we perceive time and action.
Right. Okay, let's dive into some practical scenarios now. Tackle some of those common questions that really trip people up in, real life.
Good idea.
First one, we touched on it, but let's nail it down. Present perfect versus past simple. How do you remember which one to use on the fly?
Yeah, it's crucial because it's so frequent. Okay, thinking back to Mr. Abera's formula, focus on the time part.
Right.
Use past simple when the time is specific, stated, or implied, and the action is clearly finished and disconnected from now.
Like, I visited Gondar yesterday. That yesterday pins it down.
Exactly. The time is specific, the event is over. Now use present perfect when the time is not specific, or when the past action has a clear connection or relevance to the present.
Like, I've visited Gondar many times. The many times implies experience up to now.
Precisely. Or even, I've lost my keys. The action is finished, but the result, I can't get in now, is very present.
That connection to the present or lack of specific past time, that seems to be the core difference.
That's the key takeaway from the source material on this point. Focus on that connection.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Here's another one people ask. Which tense is best for writing stories?
Narrative tense.
Yeah.
Okay, connecting this to the bigger picture of storytelling.
Yeah.
Generally, your main storyline, the sequence of events, uses the past simple. It moves the plot forward.
Yeah.
He opened the door. He saw the dragon. He ran.
Right. Keeps things moving.
But you often mix in the past continuous to add detail, describe the scene, or show actions happening at the same time.
Like, the wind was howling as he opened the door.
Exactly. It sets the scene, provides context, and sometimes, as the source notes, writers even use the present tense for dramatic effect.
Oh, like in historical present.
Yeah, or just for immediacy. Suddenly, the floor gives way. It pulls the reader right into the moment. But past simple is usually the backbone.
That's a great tip for writers. Mix it up purposefully. Okay, ready for some quick fire corrections.
Let's do it. Test our understanding.
All right, these are common mistakes highlighted in the source. I'll give the mistake, you give the fix, and the quick why. First, she go to school every day.
Okay. That should be she goes to school every day.
Ah.
Simple subject-verb agreement. Third person singular in the present, simple he, she. It takes an S or S on the verb. She goes.
Got it. Next, I am knowing the answer.
That sounds a bit off. It should be I know the answer.
And the
Know is what we call a stative verb, like believe, understand, love. They describe states, not actions in progress, so we usually don't use them in the continuous ing form. You just know.
Okay, good one. How about he was asleep when I arrived?
Needs the ing. He was sleeping when I arrived.
Because
It's past continuous. We need was or were, plus the present participle, the ing form, to show the action was ongoing. Sleeping.
makes sense. And last one, I will went tomorrow.
Nope. After will, or other modals like can, should, you always use the base form of the verb. No past tense, no S. So I will go tomorrow.
Will go, base form. Got it. That was a useful, quick drill.
Yeah, reinforces those core patterns.
So thinking about everything we've discussed, what's your final piece of advice for someone who really wants to get a handle on tenses? Not just for a test, but for, confident communication.
Well, what's really fascinating and strongly emphasized in the source material is that it comes down to practice, but not just any practice.
No.
The key is sentence creation. Don't just memorize rules in isolation. Actively use the tenses.
So like writing sentences.
Yes. The advice is try writing maybe 5-10 sentences every single day. Pick a verb and consciously apply different tenses to different situations you imagine.
Build that muscle memory.
Exactly. It's about making the application automatic, intuitive, and, zooming out to the bigger picture again. It's crucial to remember grammar isn't just this academic thing you leave behind after school.
Right, it's constant.
It's for life.
Yeah.
Understanding these nuances, like tenses, truly empowers you. It lets you express yourself precisely, powerfully. Make sure your message lands exactly how you intend it.
That's so true. I remember messing up a tense in an important email once.
Oh, yeah.
And it completely changed the meaning, created a misunderstanding. It really brought home how much these little grammatical choices matter.
They absolutely do. Language is power, as you said earlier.
And understanding its mechanics, like tenses, is key to wielding that power effectively.
Couldn't agree more.
Well, we have certainly covered a lot in this deep dive on English tenses, from grasping that core logic with Mr. Abera's formula
Time plus action status.
to navigating those common tricky spots and even thinking about storytelling. Our aim, as always, was to give you a clear shortcut to being well-informed.
And hopefully you've had a few aha moments along the way.
I hope so.
The insights from the sources really hammer home that true mastery isn't just knowing the rules, it's understanding the why and then practicing, putting it into action,
Yeah.
which really invites an important question for you listening. How are you going to actively integrate this? How will you use this deeper understanding in your daily communication starting today?
That's the real challenge. And to help you put this into practice, here's a specific task from the source material that I really like.
Oh, yeah. What is it?
Write one sentence for each of the 12 tenses using the verb to read.
A practical exercise.
Exactly. So, I read, I am reading, I have read, all the way through the 12.
Yeah. That forces you to really think about the context for each one.
It does. It's not just a drill. It's about embedding the knowledge, really feeling the differences between them. So what does this all mean for you?
It means you've got a clearer roadmap now.
Exactly. A clearer path to communicating with more precision, more confidence.
Yeah.
So keep exploring, keep practicing that sentence creation.
And keep learning. It's a lifelong journey.